Okay, so let's get straight into it. Michael Lewis's The Big Short. What is it about? What are the ramifications of it? And just how impactful is this book? Well, Michael Lewis is probably one of the best ever authors in terms of non-fiction writing in our generation. He has countless bangers in terms of books, but for me, this is his magnus opum. I know some would disagree, but for me, this is the one, because it shed a light in terms of what really happened in 2008 and of the housing financial crisis. Now, for me, this book isn't really about the people that are spoken in it. Well, it is to a certain extent, but I'll come back to that later. This book is really about two things: moral philosophy and the idea that, well, it seems really basic because it's just a well-known fact. Every action has a reaction. For me, this book is so tough to read. I've read it twice now because it's Michael Lewis's way of just showing the unintended consequences, or intended consequences, whatever way you think about it, that has come from the financial crisis. And what hurts most is the ending, in which Michael Lewis proves and shows that in reality the people who should have got in trouble and the people that we call the smartest financiers in the world today are really the ones who broke the system, or, to be very nice, didn't know what was going on. And for me, this is the tough part, because each investor in this book has shown that they weren't also clear of conscience. As we see, Michael Burry in the book actually finds it so tough that he made so much money for his investors and that he didn't get any applause, whilst Steve Eisman tries to sit on the golden throne and tried to take the economy down with him, but made millions and millions and millions of dollars from it. Again, as well, you can even look at Cornwall Capital and Greg Lippmann, who probably is the biggest culprit of this when it comes to the moral philosophy side. There's a beautiful quote in this book that Michael Lewis himself actually highlights, in terms of, you look at all of the best financiers in the world, and yet it was Michael Burry, a single man, who proved to be right. And again, I think that's one of the beautiful parts of this book, if there is any beautiful parts. But again, this book is a tragedy, and it's one which is filled with greed and corruption. The Big Short is beautiful because it tells raw stories, and it tells stories from a different perspective. In the end, even though people won millions, people lost, because everyone and everything is connected. You think that you're a winner, but in the end, the people who really won are the people who bestowed the most amount of tragedy. And that, to me, is one of the toughest parts of this book. Michael Lewis, again, I think shows it brilliantly when he says, the line between gambling and investing is artificial and thin. I think we believe in stock and stock trading as something above gambling, but in the end, it's exactly the same as gambling. You have odds, there's speculation, but people treat it differently. However, the person I think we should really touch on is Steve Eisman, because he, throughout the book, wrestles with the moral quandary of his bet. He knows what's going to happen, he can see it, he's frustrated, he's annoyed, he wants to be right, and yet when he is right, he hates it. He changes as a man. And that, to me, is something which is important for all of us. Just because we continue and strive to try and be the best and be the most and try and gain the most, it counterbalances, because when you actually do gain everything you ever wanted, is it really ever everything that you ever wanted? And do you ever think about the consequences? I know sometimes I don't, and that, to me, is something that I've thought about more and more each and every time that I've read The Big Short. Despite the book being about 3 to 4 people, and the movie itself, The Big Short, actually highlighting this in their movie and making it around these 3 to 4 people, the one person it doesn't actually touch on in terms of the movie, the book definitely touches on it, but the movie doesn't touch on it, is Howie Hubler, who actually caused $16 billion worth of damage to Merrill Lynch. That to me was the toughest part to read, that a single person could cause that amount of money. The Big Short, in synopsis, is a book that everyone should read, and Michael Lewis, again, one of the greatest authors of our generation. I truly believe it. His book highlights and makes you think and makes you want to read more and more and more, until finally he crushes you at the end and makes you think about your own life, really. The Big Short. Corruption, greed, and most importantly, do you think about what actions and what reactions come from your reactions? I know it's something I need to think about more. Anyways, thank you for watching this video and the first video on this channel. I have a publishing company and a website to go along with it. I've written a poetry book, and I also have an Instagram that you can all check out, all of those things. Yeah, stay tuned for more videos like this, and I hope to see you in the future.